Yo, what up guys, Elaine here from Learn to Bitcoin, and today I'm going to show you guys how to trade on Bitmex. Now before we get started, I must say that I'm not a financial advisor or professional trader. This is not financial advice. Trading comes with certain risks and you could lose all of your money at any time, so never invest more than you can afford to lose and know that your financial decisions are your own. So guys, in this video I'm going to keep it short, concise and informative for you. I'm going to take you through the basics of the market orders, the leverage system, and just what we're looking at right here. So let's get started. If you guys see in the description below, there are two links, my referral link for the Bitmex platform and my referral link for the Bitmex testnet platform. So you guys go ahead and make an account with each of those. In this video I'm going to be using a testnet, because that allows us to use fake coins, fake XBT that they give us, and we're also allowed to get XBT from the faucet that they give us for the testnet. So we're able to set up some dummy trades there to get used to the platform, to see how the system works, and I'm able to show you guys without risking any of my own money. And you guys at the end of this will be able to go onto the testnet, set up your own trades without risking any of your own money to start. Once you're more comfortable, perhaps then you can make the decision to go over to the Bitmex platform. But for now guys, click both those links in the description, set up those accounts, and let's get started. So once you log into the testnet Bitmex, you'll see this right here. And this is exactly the same as the Bitmex platform, but on the testnet here, we're just using fake XBT that is essentially worthless. But you can also get it for free from the faucets. So if you're landing here and you want to send Bitcoin to your normal XBT wallet, you will go to your wallets over here just by clicking the total and available. You would click deposit, and then you would get a Bitcoin receive address. So now in the testnet, you can only receive testnet coins. On the Bitmex platform, that's where you send Bitcoin. So don't send your Bitcoin to the testnet platform, and don't send testnet coins to the Bitcoin platform, because it will be lost and you will lose your money. So if you were looking to get more testnet coins, then you can come over to these faucets here, open one of those faucets, and you can send more testnet coins and top up your testnet account, which is quite cool if you end up making a few bad trades to start and you're looking to actually get a few more trades in your bank. So that's how you start. On Bitmex they use XBT. It's Bitcoin contracts rather than actual Bitcoin, and your trades are measured here in USD. So on the top left here, you'll see the place order box. You'll see your trades in USD. You can set up a long order. If you think the price is going to go up, then you can set up a long, and if you think the price is going to go down, then you set up a short order here. As you can see, we're using the market orders. Limit, if you want to go a bit more advanced, you can set up a limit order and try catch the swings. But for now, in this video, we're going to be using market orders. We can see here the cost of our order, whether it's a long order or a short order. And we can see underneath that is the amount of leverage that we're going to use on that order. So what's interesting here is that you see the more leverage that you use on an order, the less it costs you, the less XBT you will actually need to use for that order. So you will need to use 3 times less of your XBT to place this $1,000 order if you use 3x leverage. 5 times less, 10 times less, we see it going down there. And that means that we're able to actually increase the size of our order. So we're able to play with more XBT with our little stack. And in this account I have 0.14 XBT, but I'm able to kind of play the market with a lot more thanks to the leverage. Now that sounds all great, but with the increased leverage comes increased risk. So you'll see here that I can place a 10x order, and that let's just say I'll make it $3,000. So the order size, you can see here the order value is for 0.8 BTC. I only have 0.14, but because I got 10x leverage in that 1.4, it's only costing me 0.084 BTC to set up a $3,000 or to get 3,000 contracts here. And if we want to play with more, we can do that. But what that does, I'll show you here. If we stick with the 10x and I say I think it's going to go up from here, I think it dumped a bit and I think maybe we can have a little bit of a shoot up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place an order maybe with a little bit less. I'm going to place an order with 1,000 just so we can have a few more examples here. And you can see it's only going to cost me 0.028 XBT. But the actual value of that order is 0.27 because I've got 10 times the amount. I've got 10x leverage on that, which gives me 10 times the amount of Bitcoin to play with. But now we'll see when we put the buy order in. Cool. So my order is going to be in at 3605 or 3606. I see here the market. The market price is saying 3606, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put in 0.028 worth. I think it's going to go up. Cool, let's go ahead and we can put in my long order here. So we can see here, buy 1,000 contracts of XBT at market. Cool, 10x leverage, and what that means is my order value is 10 times the amount of XBT that I'm actually putting in. So my 10x leverage gives me 10 times more Bitcoin to play with. But what that does is it sets me up a liquidation price. So now if I bet on the market going up, if I set up a long and I think the market's going to go up, then if the price differs or the price drops more than 8.99%, then I lose all of my Bitcoin. Then I get liquidated and all of my Bitcoin goes to Bitmex, and that's how they make their money. So you may be getting 10 times more Bitcoin to play with, but that sets you up to be liquidated if you are wrong on your guess of whether, or on your bet of whether it's going to go up or down. So for example, here we can read through. The order value is 0.27. It only costs me that much. I've still got that much left in my account. Here's my the size, the amount of contracts, the mark price. So this is the current price of XBT that's based on the market that Bitmex determines based on the averages and things like that. And then the estimated liquidation price is 3,293. So if Bitcoin ends up dropping below 3,293, then I lose all of my money. But if Bitcoin ends up going up in price, then I tend to gain a lot more because I have 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that I have in the pot there. So my gains could be more. But if I end up going below 3,293, then I get liquidated and all my all my XBT gets liquidated and I'm out of XBT. So I can go ahead and cancel that. I'm just gonna relook here and see. So I can buy 1,000 contracts for that amount. Cool, 606. Right now we're at 605. I'm just gonna refresh this. Okay, yeah, no, we're 606 here. At the top here. So yeah, if I want to buy 1,000 contracts, I'm going to click buy, 10x leverage. Cool. Now if it goes down below that, then I lose my money, but if it goes up, I stand to make a lot more. And how can we calculate that? Well, we can see here. So let's see, if my leverage is 10 and my quantity is that much and my entry price is 605 or 606, what it's saying here. Let's say it goes up to 3,800. So my usual gains on that with the amount of Bitcoin that I'm putting in would be 5% profit or loss. But because I'm getting 10x leverage on this trade, I'm able to get a 50% gain on my input. So I put in 0.02, but my gains, my profits is 0.014 because I've made 50% profit because I've leveraged 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that I played with. So your profit margins are a lot more, but you also run the risk of being liquidated because you're leveraging so much. Your liquidation price could be really close. Let's just show you here. So if I had to go to 25x or 50x, let's go extreme, 50x, and I want to do the same thing, 100. You can see how much less it costs because I'm leveraging 50x. So it costs me so much less to get 1,000 contracts because 50 times that is 1,000 contracts. So I'm going to put in a buy order here, and you'll see here that now instead of a 9% move, if this liquidation, if this will liquidate at 3553. So if this just drops $50 now, then I lose all of my Bitcoin. And that's the risk you run, you know, like the upside could be way huger, you know. Let's just say it goes up to, let's just say it goes up to 50x here, and it goes up to 3.8 like before. Now the amount that I put in is way less, but the profit margin, I'm getting around the same amount of Bitcoin profit, but off of a far less amount that I put in that I'm actually risking there. But that risk, you're risking less, but you're you're risking more at a higher leverage, so it kind of balances out. So my profits on that small amount will be 255, but if it falls by just 1%, then I lose all my money. So that's the problem with leveraging too high. If you're going to leverage so high, then you got to know that 1% difference, which Bitcoin does like 10% swings in a heartbeat. So it'll come down. It'll definitely, I feel like it'll almost definitely dump at least 1% from where you get in, if you're doing a market order. So you don't want to leverage so high because it's almost a guaranteed loss, you know. A lot of more people are playing in the 2, 3, 5, 10x, even 25x range, if they, you know, can identify a good position, a good time to get in. But definitely when you start getting to these higher ranges here, then the nature of Bitcoin will take you out. You know, Bitcoin's highly volatile swings will swing down 10%, liquidate you, and then swing right back up and go to the area that you thought it was going to go to in the first place. So it'll make sure to take you out before you're going to go in. So just be very aware of the amount of risk you put in when trading at such high leverage, and understand where your liquidation price is. So that's what this little box is, the power box here on Bitmex. This is where you're going to be putting in your long and your short. So if we had to do the same thing, let's go 10x short. I think it's going to go down from 606 or 605. Cool, 10x thing there. Now if it goes up, now if I hit the red one and I bet on it going down, and then the price ends up going up, then I get liquidated. So if it does the opposite of what you're betting on, you lose your Bitcoin. But if it goes the direction of what you're betting on, then you can end up, depending on the amount you're putting in and the amount of leverage you're putting on, you could end up making a lot of money. So what we can see here with this order, because I've got 10x leverage on 1,000 contracts, it's cost me, my order value is 0.2, but I'm only putting in 0.02. The available balance that I have now is still that amount. So the mark price that it's currently estimating that the price of XBT is right now is that. The liquidation price, if it goes up to 3.9, if this ends up rallying $300, then I lose all of my money, and I get liquidated, and I have to start all over again, or find some money somewhere else to put into here, go back to the faucet and top up my account. But yeah, so that's it. If you want to bet on the market going down, you place a sell market order here, a short order, or you place a long order. Depending on the amount of leverage you're using, that alters the actual cost of the overall order here. But know that, guys, that there are fees to this trading. So if you're going to do a bunch of small orders, be sure that you're not just getting eaten up by fees. Make sure that you're trading on the testnet platform way before you get involved in the main Bitmex arena. I'm just going to take you through the rest of this, guys. So you'll see here's the order book. We can see the amount of contracts and the total amount of contracts there added up, so that plus that equals that. All of these added up equal to that amount there. That's the amount of contracts on the sells, that's the amount of contracts on the buys. So I'm going to go ahead and place an order for you guys now. So 1,000 contracts at 10x leverage. I think it's going to go up. Let's go. Cool. If it goes down to 3294, then I get liquidated. But if it goes up, then I can make some money. So I'm going to go ahead and buy those contracts. So there we go. So now I've got 1,000 contracts open, a long order from, there's my entry price, 3606.50. There's the mark price. That's what it says here. The latest mark price for this contract is the price used to create for P&L and margin calculations. So this is the price they use to calculate these calculations here. The liquidation price. So if it goes down from 36 to 3294, then I get liquidated and my XBT disappears. But you can see there I have 0.02 XBT at a 10x margin, so it's trading 0.2's worth. And you can see here, if you hover over it, it tells you what your return is so far, whether it's negative or positive. And if you don't hover over it, it'll calculate based on the mark price, but if you hover over it, it'll calculate based on the order book price there. So we can see that this order, the price is pretty much done nothing, and it hasn't moved at all. So I've got no return on investment here, or equity. So let's just say, for example, that I think this is going to go down now. I want to get out of this trade. I want to close this trade. I'm like, oh no, I made a bad decision. I actually wanted to short it. I could go ahead and close this at a position above here. I could close it at 3624, and I could make 4% profit there. Or I could close it at the market. If I close it at the market, I kind of break even. I'll lose a few dollars on fees. But you're able to kind of get out of a position just by clicking market, and it'll say here, sell your market, sell your 1,000 contracts of XBT at the market price. This will close your entire position at the available market price. So it'll just close it as is. So we cancel, we see here it's still going nowhere. If this goes up during this next few minutes, then we can sell this for a profit. Otherwise we can get out now and set up a short contract. So basically I can keep this open. If I think it's going to go up, I can keep this open and sell at a higher price. I can set the price that I want to close it at. I can set it, let's just see, I'll say 3,800. So do you want to close it? Cool, limit close position. Now it says order confirmed, you're closing at 3,800. So there's my close order. So if it goes up to this 3,800 mark, then it will sell my order, and I will end up making X amount. It'll tell me eventually once I get there. So then I can move this down if I think it's not going to go that high. Every time I move this up and down, it'll change that order to if I want to sell at 3.7 or 3.8 or 3.9 or 4,000, if I think this thing is going to go moon up to 5,000, I can set up an order and just, you know, wait a few days, it depends what kind of trading you're going to do. Are you going to be trading on the 1 minute candles, or are you going to be trading on the 10-minute candles or the 1-day candles? So depending on your strategy, you can move this up and down and say if you want to get in and out, or make a quick trade, or make a long trade, or something like that. So that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and close that, cancel that close order there. I'm going to sell this at market price. Cool. And we'll see, boom, my Bitcoin or my XBT shows up right there. It sold my contracts at market, and Bob's your uncle. So now, that was a long order. I thought the price was going to go up. I saw a dump here, and I think it's going to go up. So now if I think the price is going to go down, I can do the same thing. $1,000 worth, you know, I've got 0.14. I want to only bet, let's say, half of that. Yeah, that's close enough. But I want to do it at 10x leverage. Let's see, I want to do it 25x leverage. Now I'm going to do 10,000. Okay, 50x leverage, 10,000. So it's to be 0059, and I actually have 014. So because I'm trading at 50x leverage, there's 2.7 bitcoins worth of XBT that now I'm throwing into the books there. But because it's 50x leverage, now if this ends up going up, let's set up this market sell here. So now if this ends up going up to 3657, then I get liquidated. You know, if it ends up going down to 3657 and just having a quick candle up there, then I'm wrecked. But if it ends up going down, because I'm on 50x leverage, this could be a profitable trade. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a 10,000 contracts sell order. The value of that is 2.7 Bitcoin, even though I'm only putting 0.047 Bitcoin on the line. Then, you know, like maybe this wasn't the smartest trade right now, but I mean, I haven't actually looked into it, but I'm just showing you the kind of the environment and how this all works. So you guys can see here that because we are on 50x leverage, this return on investment is going to be very erratic because Bitcoin in itself is highly volatile, and these swings, because it's on such a high leverage and it's 2.7 XBTs worth of a trade here, this could either be very profitable or very quickly liquidate me. If this a little green candle just goes boop boop over here, then my 0.04 BTC is, or XBT is gone. But if it ends up just dumping from here, then I could end up making gains on 2.7 Bitcoin. So risk and reward, guys. If you are able to notice trends, time the market and things like that, then maybe you can get profitable on here. But the best way to test that before you get your own skin in the game is to come on the Bitmex testnet and use the fake coins to just test your strategies. And you have a hypothesis, you think trading on 100x is a great idea, blah blah blah. Come test it here before you actually put your own money in there, because chances are if you're new, you're gonna have a great idea and lose a lot of money. So I'm just gonna go over this buying, selling once again, just to tie this video up together, guys. So on Bitmex, you trade in XBT. XBT are contracts. You will set up here on the top left your place order. You can set up a long where you think it's going up. You can set up a short where you think it's going down. Here's your total order value that I'm in right now. Here's my available balance because part of it is in order. You can see the amount of leverage will increase or decrease the amount of it thinks I'm trying to update this, but your leverage will increase and decrease the amount of XBT you will have to use unless you raise this up. If you want to trade with more dollar worth or more contracts, then you can increase that. But yeah, the amount of leverage will determine, you know, how much risk you'll take on, and where your liquidation price. The higher the leverage, the smaller the percentage of a swing that could liquidate you. So, you know, 50x leverage or 1% swing could send you packing. But if you're on a 10x leverage or a 5x or a 2x or a 3x, then you have more room to breathe. If it dumps a whole bunch and you think it's going to go up, you may still be safe. It may dump in the short term, but then pick up in the longer term to save you. That you need to assess. You need to review the charts. You need to at least test your theories on the testnet before going in here. And then once you actually have set up your order, you're happy with the amount of with your liquidation price, with your position leverage with the amount, you understand the USD, the XBT and everything, and you've had a few profitable trades. Right now we can see I'm up 1% based on here. If this had to dump a little bit more, then we could see some profitability going on here. I mean, this is a very, very high risk, guys. I wouldn't recommend anyone going so high risk on this. I'm just doing it to show you what the possibilities are. The minus 15, and then the plus 1, and then the plus 100, and the minus 3,000. So those are the possibilities. And that's basically it. You got your order book, you got your chart, you got your recent trades, you got your depth chart here. But that is how you set up a long, and that's how you set up a short. If I would like to close this short at the current price, make 1% on that, I can go ahead and just close at market. I'm going to do that, I think, just for the sake of this video. Cool. Close that. Sweet deal. And you can see here that I have now got less available balance in my Bitmex account. Why? Because I was impatient, because I sold without any kind of profit. I bought the contracts without any kind of foresight. I didn't look at the trends. I didn't read any kind of indicators before doing those trades. So chances are, if you do those kind of behaviors, you're going to end up losing money. But if you research, you see the state of the market, you see if it's, usually what happens is you would wait for a big dump, a big red candle, and at the bottom of that try set up a long to catch the bounce up. Same as if it shoots up a super high amount, then you can put in a short and you can bet on it going down. So instead of trying to find the trade comes to you. So you see a big green candle, then you short the top of it. You see a big red candle, then you long the bottom of it. And that's how a lot of the guys scalp and stuff. But there's lots of different strategies that you could use, that you could test them out on the testnet platform and see if you can kind of get your head around it, if you can understand it, and see if you can actually make a profit. Because if you can make a profit with these testnet coins, then, you know, hopefully you can apply that to your proper Bitmex account and you can go ahead and start trading and actually making profits on these swings. Because the guys who have got their head around it seem to be making very profitable swings. So that's basically it, guys. If this video helped you, please leave a like, a comment, please hit subscribe. I really appreciate any kind of engagement you guys give. Let me know in the comments below if there's any questions you may have, or if there's anything I may have left out of this video. I will be making a Bitmex round 2 with updated information as I go. But guys, if this video helped you, please hit like, comment, subscribe. Click those 2 links in the description below, register your Bitmex and your testnet profile, and get going on the Bitmex testnet. And let me know if you have any positive trades in the comments below, guys. Sweet. Cheers.